Hello, world, and welcome to another series where we will be going through importing some chemical properties and messing with them, which will be utilizing classes, regular expressions, requests, uh, and we'll have a lot to learn along the way. So, for part one, I want to just literally get the data in a convenient way onto uh, Python, or in this case specifically Collaboratory. So, what we'll be getting today will be just chemical data in here, just a database that my professor has collected. So, for benzene in particular, it has all of this chemical data, which we will be able to specifically call to later when everything is finished and do things with these values. Um, so, the first thing that we want to do just intuitively is, since we want all of this data, we want to use this URL right here. So, but it's only going to be the base URL, since the specific URL for each specific page will be different. So, because we're going to modify later, we're going to use a raw string. Copy and paste that in there. Boom, ready to go. And so the next thing we want to do, since we're extracting properties from this list, we're going to create a class. Whoopsies, and it doesn't do anything. A class for the properties. Prop. And then going to define, and then initialize. Self, because it's just by syntax the thing you almost always have to put in classes. And then comps. I forgot to put, but comps will be, for example, it'll depend what we want to call later. But for now, let's say water and say ethanol. Just two components that are in our list. And then all we want right now is to just have the class be defined as self.comps gives us comps. There we go, easy as that. And then a quick little thing that'll be useful is using something called a dekey. And this isn't built in right away to Python, so we're going to need to import it. So from collections import dekey. And dekey, it sounds fancy, but in reality, it's just a list that is easily appendable. So just dekey this stuff. And so run. Syntax error, forgot the colon. Beep. Oh, I'm still out here messing up. Forgot the colon again. Solid. All right. So then what we want to do is go in to these specific pages from the base URL. And to do that, we're going to quickly create a little loop here. So comps, as you can see, can be a list. And so for comp, in comps. The text of the URL that we're going to be messing with, we're going to define as requests.get, and request.get, if you aren't familiar, just goes into the website and gets the data from it. Base URL plus the components that are in comps. And then for a specific case, since the URLs are not exactly are going to be different. See, we're going to have this at the end of it. Going to need to create a suffix up here for it to refer to, and it's going to be props.text. Because it has props at the end of it. And so, plus suffix. I could have put this in manually before, but just for the clarity of base URL starting there, and then the way it is labeled is the component and then props.text. And so that's easy enough, but there will probably be circumstances where one is trying to call things that are not in the database or misspell things. So if text dot status code does not equal, that's what that means, 200, which means it was just simply not found. Raise assert, which value error, which, as you might imagine, raises an error. And then we're going to use this fancy thing called an f string. And what an f string does is you can say no data available for, and then the specific thing, specific variable that it's not available for. And an f string will be able to comprehend that. So, oh, one other thing quickly. We use requests here, and we need to make sure to import requests. So run. Ah, so close. All right, where are we at? No data available for water. Interesting. Let me check something really quickly. In my original code, I have the suffix first, which might, I don't think it would play a part. Let's see, text dot status code not equal to 200. So it doesn't like something in there. Taken. We're learning together, everybody. I don't. Let me copy and paste this. What just changed? Text equals. I think this is the exact same. Yeah. Then. Oh, I see what happened here. So the problem was that I had to get the raw URL from GitHub, not the one that shows up at the top of the browser. And so this should work now. There we go. And so now we have all that we need with these tools in the props to key. So see you in the next video.